Okay, it looks like we're live. What is up, guys? Back for another development stream of Open Warlords by Ando. And tonight we're going to be working on carriers and a few other things. Carriers is big stuff. Dude, I've been so hyped to get this stream in tonight. I only do one stream a week working on Open Warlords here, so it is a treat when I get to work on this. And if you want to get involved in the Open Warlords projects, the down in the description below is the test server, link for the test server, and where Ando is running his fork or his original build of it, and the Discord link is down there as well. So first things first, let's get all our software set up. So first we need VS Code. And we need some GitHub desktop. What did I do here? GitHub desktop, there we go. And probably also need Steam. Oh. Okay, library. 3, cool. You guys missed this news. This is pretty cool. For Arma 3 got ported by over to Mac. I think this is a community project, which that's really cool. But okay, so we got all our software set up. Now let's pull up Discord and let's go over our to-do list for this week. See, we all blue check marks. Made some really good progress last weekend. So okay, right. Our very first to do this here is set Kavala to blue and Molos to red. I rewatched the stream from last week and I completely facepalmed because we know how to swap ownership of the sectors, and I could have just set Molos airfield to red and just fast traveled there and mod stuff instead of sitting there doing the whole cap thing. So for the sake of our testing here, we are actually going to turn Kavala blue and Molos red along with a string of bases to them to allow me to quickly test. If we get the code working at Molos, and right after stream last weekend, I also tested helicopters at Molos and they worked. So the airplane spawning code is good. I just got to fix the switch statement, which I think is purely a scope. I set the aircraft variable scope wrong when I was modifying it, so should be no big deal. Easy fix. And yeah, that has to do, and then we'll keep working our switch statement to get fixed wing aircraft working. We already know helicopters work, and then we're going to move on to UAVs and that stuff. I posted a post in the official Discord about a progressive rearm timer. It's just a random thought that came to me. Seems like a good system and fairly easy to implement technically. But the first thing we're going to work on tonight is we're going to find the weather line from Miller Edition, and we're going to try to stick it in here instead of using that weather module that we used last week. I really wasn't happy that we did that, just because there's lack of documentation on that. I'm not a huge fan at all of running things without documentation. So, and I'm going to test something real quick. Test. I just did some of the chat settings on my YouTube stream, so people should be able to jump in and so OBS, Trying to see if I can get chat working on OBS. Okay, see. Oh no, I just did something really dumb. What I want is this chat to be at the bottom of OBS here. Okay. Ba-da-ba-da. Yes, please, doc. Okay, it seems that if you dock a chat window, it is just like whatever. Okay, so I think I can see chat in OBS now. It's gonna be very, very helpful for me. Pull origin 1. What did I change? Got to update for GitHub desktop here. Sorry, I'm completely unprepared, but that's how I roll. Forgot what I changed. But whatever, we just pulled down something from GitHub. Okay, so first thing we need to do, we need to find the weather files. So we're going to go here to File, Open Folder, go find Miller Edition. And I'm going to go ahead and close all this here. Okay, so we are now in Miller Edition. Here's some of our old patch notes. So I'm going to search fog. Oh, that was dumb. Fog of War. So what I'm looking for with fog is to see if I can find, there we go. I even commented it. Go me. So this is in the init server file. Interesting. So this is why I couldn't find it. I was looking in the wrong files last week. Okay, so the overcast preset, he's randomizing it to 1. Okay. So this is one of the settings we had in our weather module was the overcast preset. Okay, so then he's adjusting it based on okay. So every 2 hours he has see 36 yeah 3600 times 2 is 7200. Okay, so I guess every 2 hours he is having an adjustment to the set overcast, right? So then he's waiting 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, he's setting the fog to 0, which is good. Setting the rain to 0. And he's syncing the weather, it looks like. So let's go look up Arma 3. Let's go look up this command right here, this simul weather sync. Hmm. Nothing really interesting there. Do some more research in here to want to break the mission, but I do want some variability in the mission. Because if you mess around with weather too much, you'll break some things. And so it looks like the only thing he is doing here is allowing overcast. Oh, you can add rainbows? I didn't know that. That's cool. Wow, this is ridiculous how complicated the dude, look how complicated they made the rain system. So this is, let me zoom this in a bit for you guys so you can see it on stream. This is a patch 210. So you can go absolutely bonkers with the rain system. You can change the texture, density, the effect radius. Dude, look at all these options they added. This is absolutely insane. You can add snow? Hold up, wait a minute. What? Wow, dude, this is crazy. You can change the color of the rain? Look at this. Yeah, that's RGB and then alpha. Holy cow. Dude, I had no idea. Oh wait, they even have a preset for snow. What? Bro, my mind is exploding right now. I want to put snow in a mission. Oh, wow. I had no idea the... Learn something new. But we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to pop this in our server init. This will keep things true to... if I had more time, I would sit down and actually write up a proper like weather system. But that's not our goal right now. Our goal is just to get the default weather system into this could be 06.1. Okay, I need to figure out where I should put this. Pretty sure it's going to be in a init. Yeah. And I want it after the... Should I put it before the time sync? Oh, he has his init server over here. Okay. Stu, I need to review startup sequences here. Been a while since I hit server. I completely forgot the boot up order on or the initialization order. Okay, so if I stick it in here, we should be good. Oh, he added a garbage collector, but it doesn't work. Guess he just hasn't fleshed it out yet. Okay, so if we drop this down here. There's so much about this code base I don't know. I could literally probably spend 50 hours going through all this code. It's really easy to read though, which is very, very nice. Let's add some commenting into this. So this is no fog, no rain. Chance of overcast. Hopefully I read all that code right. Okay, so let's crank up Armor 3 and see if this works. I have it pretty late in the server init, so I don't know if it's going to... And we need to go in and delete the weather module. So first thing we're going to do is delete the weather module, then we'll save it, and we'll do a couple boot ups and see what happens here. Man, my mind is reeling now I saw all those rain settings. I really should not have looked that up. So now I'm like, oh dude, all the stuff you could do with the weather system in this. You could probably actually, once you start messing with the weather though, it's a very slippery slope to go down. Because you have to go through and test all the sensors, like the infrared sensors and stuff. Because I think back in the day, back when we were very, very first started up the Warsim Vets project, we had a setting wrong on the server or something and basically couldn't see with IR. You just get this awful like blanket white screen. Might have been pre-Warsim Vets. Because before Warsim Vets, there was a couple different communities out there and they banded together to make Warsim Vets. So it might have been pre-Warsim Vets where we had that IR issue, but I definitely remember the game being unplayable. Okay, so let's get rid of this silly weather module.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
So what time did we get? 12? Okay. Do 3 startups, see if...
Warlords
Whoa.
protocol initialized.
Okay.
Voting for the next sector.
Those look slightly different. Let's go over to Op4 see what happens.
Warlords protocol
It's actually kind of funny
initialized.
that this
Voting
boots
for
up
the
so
next
fast.
sector.
Doesn't even have time to change the weather. That's a nice change from regular Warlords. $1,300. I'm wondering if that's doing anything at all, but do a couple more boot ups. See if this is actually changing anything. So I think because the way the scripts are initialized, the order they're initialized in is a little bit different here than it is in Redux. We would have to sit here and I would have to skip time
Warlords
forward.
protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
In fact, I may just do that. I may skip forward 2 hours and see if the weather changes. Hate using the skip forward. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, cool. Can't tell if that's mostly clouds and some blue sky. Yeah, it looks like it's okay, cool. So it's working. Got a 1930 start. It's spicy. Okay, cool. We know that works. Push it up. Push it up to GitHub. So ping me on Discord. But never mind, I completely lost my train of thought. Someone asked for. Okay, we're going to save those. Server, boom. Text. We did not update our text. Okay, so update our patch file here. Right, there we go. Added the Redux weather system. Did. Okay, and our commit message for this is added the Redux weather system. Let's double check. Got rid of the weather module and we added the Alright, now the fun stuff. Now we gotta start working on carriers. So first thing we do for carriers is we gotta go in here to the editor, which I did not need to close. We tested that out last week. Get load file up. Or okay, so what we need to do here for Molos, we're gonna change Molos to 2. param side 3. So I think if this is... Okay, let's double check our code here. So we're going to copy the sector param side. I'll swap over to VS Code. We're going to search that. Okay, not in the mission file. It's sectors. Okay, so we have some documentation here. So 2 is going to be competing side 2. Right on. If you guys aren't familiar with the competing sides, this is how Warlords is set up. So you have the 2 sides competing, and then the third team, which is the team in the middle defending. And it's almost always blue and red, but if you go back on the official Discord, I actually did a test where I set the green for as one of the competing sides, and it basically works out of the box. And awesome documentation by Ando there. Let's go in and set these to 2, since we know 1 is done. Save. It's strange, why is that already 2? Ah, I had the wrong one selected. Yep. And the best way to navigate these arrays for the sectors when you're editing these is to use your arrow keys on the keyboard. Just select and then arrow keys. So I was trying to use a mouse scroll wheel, and since I think it's basically one big array, it just wants to jump straight to the end of the array. Okay, so we have Molos and Molos airfield set to op4. We're going to come over here. We're going to set Neri. Oh, we actually got to set that side 1. There we go. Save that. Do a quick test. And once we jump on the map here, I'm going to take a super fast AFK, and I'll be right back so we can start doing some technical work here.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
And there we go. Awesome. I may leave these here semi-permanently, just to ease testing going forward, so I'll have an airfield set up for both teams. If we get it working, we're going to have to go up here at Cap, Bombos, and the southern carrier down here, and this carrier base, or that's not a carrier base, but a base up there too. Just because I need to go up there and do a quick test with helicopters. So if we get to that point, get here, but we got many hurdles we need to overcome before that. Okay, I'm gonna take a super quick AFK, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So before we exit out of the editor here, first thing I need to do is I'm going to go here and double check the airfield ID for Kovala. Airfield ID is 6. Okay. So airfield ID is 6 for Kovala. Cool. Go over here to VS Code, client request. Okay, so now let's try to figure out where we were. Type of plane. Okay, so K6. It's gonna be K6. Okay, and to make sure, I'm gonna be removing these private to unscope these variables here. Okay. What is this code doing here? Okay, so pilot class is initialized outside of here, therefore I don't need to worry about because it's scoped inside this carrier spawn. Okay, so we can get rid of that private. Because I think by having a second private there, I would reduce the scope to this, I think. Not super familiar with the intricacies of how SQF does that. Okay, so next up pilot. See where this is initialized. Yeah, we're back in the same. And what I am concerned about is okay, that's there. What I need to check on is this anywhere? Okay, and this scope for aircraft spawn is inside. Okay, so we're gonna have to unscope that. Got it. And the pilot variable is used nowhere else. Okay, I think we're okay with that scope. And make sure we don't get ourselves into trouble here. Okay, aircrafts. And we're just going to YOLO the aircraft because we know we need the aircraft. Variable farther down here. Okay, if I did that correctly, default should at Molos should work. Unless I did have a syntax error. The only thing that's gonna I think mess us up now is if we have a syntax error and then down the road we have potential because our scope is kind of funky. Cancel. What is not saved here? Oh, it was a camera position most likely. Does that all the time. Okay, so just jump into play. Four.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Okay. The fact that we don't have any errors being thrown.
Destination selected.
At boot up means we probably don't have any syntax errors. Oh, by the way, spawning in that building, I think this is a feature of Open Warlords. It tries to spawn you in cover. I think that's what his description of it says, so. Hey, here we go. And I got to select a place, and then I click West. Yeah, there's a private somewhere else. Okay. So because we're changing scope stuff, we're getting all these. Yeah, we just go ahead and close that. Oh, I'll show you helicopters working real quick. Yep, there you go, helicopters working. So yeah, down here it's let's go look at that error, make sure we fully understand what's happening here. I wonder why it's saying strings aren't found here. Oh, weird. Okay, so here was the error we got. So when it got to aircraft spawn, the error was aircraft spawn. It's saying the okay, so we may have to initialize aircraft as a variable outside of the yeah, okay. So this is still a scope issue. I need to initialize this earlier. Because pilot class is initialized, runway info is initialized outside the switch statement. So aircraft needs to be initialized. Here's the thing. In SQF, I have no idea how you initialize a variable to just nothing. Let's where is Armor 3? Introduction to Arma scripting. Where are my variables? So what I need is to initialize aircraft as the correct data type outside of this. So and I have no idea how that works in SQF. So what I want to initialize it is just like null, like just a null value. Holy crap, where are data types? I need. So I need to initialize it as an object. Yes. How do I do that? Oh, I have an idea. Okay. So I could just set this as assets. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so asset is a object, so we should be Gucci. Wonder if maybe I'm just going about this fundamentally the wrong way though, you know? Because my initial plan was to only override runway info. Now I'm trying to do all this other stuff inside here. And we always have the option of pulling in the actual aircraft spawn. It was not the ideal solution, but that may actually be the better two options. So we'll try this quick initialization, and if this doesn't fix our problem of initializing it outside of the switch case, what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that if that causes us problems, and we're going to pull in the aircraft spawn, this block of code right here. We're going to pull that into the default, which is not what I wanted to do because it's going to be very spammy, because I'm going to have to do this for every single case, which is going to just bloat this mission file up like crazy. So it's not going to be a clean way to do it, but it's going to be good. It might be work for initial prototype. So
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
oh, did we get an actual night start? Did. Wow. Yep, that's all we need to do. We just had to initialize it outside of switch statement. Thing is, I've never spawned something here, so I literally have no idea where this is gonna. Oh, there it is. Did it, boys? That was easy. I mean, when we ended the stream last week, we knew scoping was our error there. It was just a matter of figuring out how SQF needed it initialized. Stop taxing sometime, dude. So this whole taxing thing they do, this really worries me for carriers. Like, I'm worried they may go do something silly when they get on the carrier. So right now my plan is I'm just going to have them spawn in a static position. Oh yeah, homie didn't even stop. That's funny, he parked it on a hill. It's going to roll straight into the hangar. Oh, it stopped, thank God. Unlock. Okay, wait, that was easy. Okay, so now all we have to do is grab. So for our initial tests, what we're going to do here, we're going to go to Kavala. I'm going to grab the coordinates of, so this the carrier faces kind of this way, and then this is the end tip, and then this is, oh, that's the front of it, bow, and this is the stern. And this is the Maple Leaf runway that the AI uses to land. So in these squares are helipads, or when helicopters spawn in, they could be like, oh, look, there's a helipad right there. I should go land on that. But what we are going to do is go to attributes. Okay, how do I copy these? 37. There is a way to copy coordinates to the clipboard. Whatever. We're gonna have to manually do this. I'm not even gonna bother looking up how to do that. So I have a Discord channel specifically built for this purpose. 3. And then 27. 7.4. 423. All right, cool. Got that in my Discord. So we're going to use these coordinates right here for the parking spot, which will put it just forward of the island on the ship. Okay, so for position, let's need to actually figure out what these are doing here. Okay, so we're going to search position here. Oh no. I I copied that entire block. Whoops. Whoopsies. Yep. Okay, so okay, client requests. That was the wrong client request. Okay, here's client request. Save that. Okay, so what part of the position do I need to set here? Um, Oh, I need to. This comes from the. Duh, I'm stupid. Runway info. It comes from OWL airstrips. So I need to be looking up OWL airstrips. Is what I need to be doing. That was a herp-derp moment right there. Okay, OWL airstrips. In runway position, get array, ILS position. So it is pulling. So it wants the runway position. So for runway position, it is. Is it taking So it appears he's cutting down. Oh, this might be bad. He might be cutting down the runway position down to 2, just X and Y. No, resize 2. Oh. Just trying to decipher what is actually being printed out here. So what I should do is add some print statements here for these variables so I can actually see what's being. Let's returns from position 1 to position 2. So he definitely is getting rid of the z-axis here. This might cause us problems here. Okay, we're going to kind of YOLO this just a little bit because I want to see what error I get if I try to add all 3. I actually didn't even consider what was going to happen if I tried to manually override this. I wonder if I have to do this here. Because it looks like he's building, so he's starting off out airstrips as an array. And then he's adding this array to it, but runway position. Runway position is pulling an array from ILS position. Then it's resizing it. So I need a array for ILS position. ILS position is going to be an XYZ. We know that. So we may be able to get away with this. So it's basically looking for 3 arrays. Spawn plane position. Nope, that's not an array. So I need an array of 3, a single digit, and a single digit. We should be all right. Okay. I'm trying to think if that's even a good idea. Do a quick search of plane position, see if I can see where maybe this is initialized somewhere. What I think he's doing, he's pulling the parameters from yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. Yeah, so I think he's just pulling the parameters and then he's not renaming them as something else. Okay, so we don't need the land at command. I think I might just force override everything in here. This will be our initial test. If this doesn't work, I'll roll. Actually, let's do the smart thing here. Let's just gather some information. So we know this won't work as is. But we're going to jump in a game and go to Kavala just to see what error message we get, because the error message may pull something up like type object expected array that may actually point us in the right direction. Because I didn't actually do any research on this. I know I have to override those, but I haven't done any research on how exactly I should override them. Thinking I might be able to just brute force an array in there, XYZ array in there in the game, and it, since it's only going to be inside that little switch statement, it shouldn't break anything else. What did I click off? Ah, I'm full. I always forget Arma. You can't click off the. Oh no, I put myself inside the. Whoops. Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. Yep. So error is null type string expected object script. Yep. Okay. So that's actually what we were looking for. So it spit out a bajillion errors at us. Okay, so here's our error and expression out error strips, case 6, okay, and runway error. Error position runway info due case 6. Error undefined variable and expression runway info. Okay, that's what we thought we were going to get. Okay, so we have a type error because it's not, because it's missing. So it's missing data that it needs because there is no ILS position for the carrier. Therefore, we have to manually define it. Okay, that makes sense. Basically, what that confirmed is we know we need info here. These are all nothing right now. We need them. So I think the way to do this is going to be, so I need to make sure I have my types correct here. So I know spawn direction is just a simple number. We can make this 180. So that'll face the plane south. Then position needs to be an array. And let's pull Discord up here. 3274. 3. 12. 790. And 27.423. Okay, instead of doing 0.423, we're going to set this to 0.5, which will put it about a couple pixels above the deck. Because if you try to spawn something on a server directly on a boat, it just explodes. In fact, I should probably do that slightly higher. There we go. So plane position is my one thing. I think plane position is actually supposed to go look up create vehicle here. Because I think this initial position is the ILS position. Yeah, it's getting the ILS position, which we don't actually need for our uses. So I'm willing to bet if we look up create vehicle, we actually just want to put our coordinates there. So we're going to have the same coordinates listed twice. Okay, yep, so it just needs an array, XYZ array. Okay, so this is actually what we want here in the boom. Okay, and then here we want none, because we want it just to be chilling on the ground. Okay, so we got to override there, we got to override here. And we do not want to set a velocity. So we're going to get that, and we do not want to do that. Okay, in theory, I've done this, my current understanding is I've done that correctly. So let's open that up. My biggest thing I don't know is the initial position. Maybe I'll just completely delete that. I don't think I actually need it. And this will probably throw some other crazy errors at us, but at this point it's just going to be running through our RPT log.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Since I didn't actually go through and try to completely reverse engineer his code. This is actually the fastest way to do this, is just spawn stuff in and see what errors you get. Oh. Okay, line 2472. Okay, so that's farther down in the script. Let's go figure out what happened. I think something else may be trying to pull parameters from. I'm going to be super bummed. Yeah, 427. Up. Up. So it's this while loop that's throwing our error this time. I really wish Notepad would save your zoom levels. Do that so you guys can see what's going on. Oh, I had multiple errors here. Okay, so there's an undefined variable in runway info. And then because of that, it's throwing the errors farther down. Okay, so I think the core problem we're having here is question is, do I even need this? I think maybe I'll just comment that out. We're gonna try something a little bit different here. So I'm gonna manually define the variables that I need farther down here. Okay, so that's our plane position. Done. Let's go through and look up what else I need here. Okay, so next I need plane direction. And I don't think anywhere do I need this pause. But let's double check. We may end up pulling this into the default. I know we said we didn't want to do that because it was going to be really ugly, but I have a feeling this code is going to keep throwing errors at us. Okay, and this is for helicopters. Okay, cool. All right, that has a much better chance of working. This is never going to be looking for runway. So we should get a whole new set of errors here, which is good. We like new errors. This code is getting very messy very fast, which is not what I wanted.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Maybe we don't have to do that. I always forget to do this thing where you have to select the sector. Ah, got it. Okay, so I'll show you guys what happened. It was looking for plane position, and since plane position was defined inside the switch statement, it doesn't know what the... This is getting a little more complicated than I wanted it to. Oh, having stuff inside the switch statement is not as... So it's looking for plane position down here somewhere. Let's pull the exact spot up. Oh, hey, it saved it that time. So plane position, undefined variable, runway info. Where in the hell are you even getting? My load, hang on a second. Close this. Did I load up the wrong? That error I got made no sense because it's looking for runway info and I've removed runway info from. So errors in line 369, yep. Oh, the error's been here right all the time. So I'm wondering if because... So what I thought would happen when I defined a new airstrip. Oh, this is unfortunate. So I think because the new airstrips I put in the game don't have all this defined, it may never be able to see. Huh. I didn't even consider that this wouldn't even yeah, because Owl Airstrip is probably never building an array for the, because it's only doing it for each. Interesting. So does that mean I could just do a pushback on Owl Airstrips? Hang on, let's do that. Okay, how would I do that? So this is probably the spot I would want to do it. So runway info, Al airstrips, airfield ID. So then that's going to go fetch the Al airstrips array. So then I could just, so if I wrap this in a wrapper, I'll show you. I already see what I did wrong here. I typed the wrong variable in right here. So I was trying to use airport ID, which is case 6. I typed runway info for some reason. Wow, that just solved probably a million different problems. That's funny. I should have realized that the very first time I got the error message. That's typical me though. Like I missed something really obvious and it causes me problems down the road.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Boom, would you look at that? And how do I go to spectator mode? Yep, there he is right there. Oh man, I'm stupid. uh, worked like a champ. Once I once I was switching on the right variable, it worked exactly the way I thought it would. Okay, so now the fun part. We now need to debug how do I get the pilot out, since the pilot is sitting there waiting to land, but he's already landed. So this is what that bottom part of the code I was talking about. This is the part where we may have to pull it into the switch statement in order to trick this pilot to get out of the airplane. Because he's probably going to sit here trying to figure out why he's not landed for quite a while. And I don't know if there's any safeguards built in to get him out of the airplane eventually. Let's see what happens. So yeah, I think he's actually just going to sit there and chill forever. Okay, so we're going to have to pull that in and then we're going to have to edit that. Okay, I totally didn't want to do this, but yeah, that's going to happen. Like the better question is, why do I have a pilot in it at all? Like, I still gotta pull this in though, because if I don't and I remove the pilot stuff here, it's gonna throw a whole new set of errors at me when it tries to run this code. It's gonna be like, whoa, 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 there's no pilot defined. Actually, will it though? I bet. Let's. Just going to YOLO this. So now what this code is doing, it has a plane position play, so it's just creating the vehicle on the carrier. This will spawn the airplane correctly, but I'm worried about this code down here. It's going to break all this code down here because it's not going to see a pilot. So this will likely break the bottom code, which means we're going to have to pull the bottom code up into the switch statement anyways. This is fun. I actually love debugging mission stuff like this.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Okay, so we expect the error to happen around line 429. When we get the error message, we're going to look at the bottom of the error message and interesting. I don't know how to teleport on top of carriers, so we're literally just going to run up here every single time. Does SQF actually have a reasonable fail condition where it doesn't break the mission? Okay, there's my airplane. Oh my goodness. That was far easier than I thought. Okay, so now we got to do a bunch of cleanup. Nice. Okay. That was a lot easier than I thought. I fully expected, since the pilot variable wasn't defined, it was just going to completely crash. But here we go. Take a little teaser screenshot. And I'm going to go pop that into... Oop, there we go. In the Discord. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, so now we gotta clean up a ton of code here. Get rid of you. That. That. Okay, let's add a little description here of what we did. Okay, and I need to, so I'm going to pre-document some to do. Okay, to do, no, we're not going to automate that plane direction. We're just going to have to manually do the plane direction. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add So I'm going to go to the wiki real quick. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm over here on GitHub. We're going to go to the wiki, and I have links here and airport IDs from Warlords. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy this. And we're going to put that. So this little wiki article right here, I have all the airfields listed, and Kavala is 6. So Bombos will be 7, South Carrier's 8, and stuff like that. So I have it literally documented all over the place, including on the Discord if you look at the development channel. And we're going to also put that documentation right here. Just so anybody in the future that is looking at this will be like, oh, okay, I see. And it'll also likely help us down the road as well. Actually, I should probably keep those. AH. AH. H. H. Okay, cool. So we got that done. So now we just need to add a couple more. Got rid of that. And we're going to pre-document some to-do. So we're going to, what I'm doing here is to do a build array of multiple parking spots. Parking spots, then pick a random. So that's going to be far off the future because right now we only have a single parking spot. And no, I already have, I don't have to document those individually. So that's why I have the documentation up here, is so I don't have to go in here and document it all. In plane direction, if I was going to automate this in the future, what I would do is to do grab carrier. and set plane dir to 90 degrees. So what that code would do is if I grab the carrier position and I automated the getting the direction the carrier is facing, you then set plane direction to be a 90-degree offset or towards center. Actually, setting it towards center carrier would be better. It would look a little funny on some of the spots, but because if you just offset by 90 degrees and you have a random park spot on the other side of the runway, he'll be facing backwards and yeah, it'd be all kinds of problems. But that's long, long in the future. But right now it's like, okay, do we got it working? Yes. Cool. Probably just get rid of this too. There we go. Nice and clean, nice and clean. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to set more cases. Case 7. Case 8. Okay, and I think North Naval and Core Factory are just going to work out of the box. I don't need to actually do anything for those, since those are helicopter only. Okay, so Bombos, which way is Bombos facing? Okay, so we want that to be 90 degrees. And that's also going to be 90 degrees. Okay, so now I just need to go grab these positions out of the editor. Oh, it's raining. Hell yeah. Why did I just get an error? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So it did throw an error. Okay, so I think what that error just did was because I never assigned a pilot to that asset later on down in the code. Let's go look. It may be attempting to assign a pilot to it. And when I closed the mission out, it was like, oh, yeah. Oh, no, it was because I was in spectator mode. Oh, that's funny. If you... Oh, that... Yeah, it was because I was in spectator mode. That's funny. I never actually considered you could exit the game as a spectator. Derp. Okay, so what do we need to do now? We need to get coordinates. That's what we need to do. Okay, and I know there is a way to get copy to clipboard. Oh no 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 no! No. Did I just do that? Undo. No, and it auto saved. Crap. Oh no. You know what that means? We need to now go into, yeah, go into 3D view mode. Crap. I forgot how to do that. Okay, cool. I didn't break that too bad. Ooh. Log position to clipboard. There we go. That's what we need, boys. I knew there was some super easy way to do that. But look at that. Worked like a charm. Okay, we're gonna bump that up like 2/10. 1.5. Save. Back in. And we're gonna bump that up. We'll do about 0.6. Okay, and for the sake of our sanity, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna convert a whole bunch of zones into blue 4. So otherwise, I'm gonna go absolutely bonkers trying to go out there and cap all this. This is something I really wish wish Redux had. This would be amazing. The amount of time I've spent capping zones to test stuff in Redux is crazy. Parameter set 0. It's not good. It meant I was unclaimed. I bet all these zones are going to be like this because these are the ones we modified the other day. And I didn't actually go read the documentation, so there was supposed to be 3. So I bet had I gone and attacked one of these towns, it would have never registered as a green town. Even though on the map, it does show as green. Man, I really want to go out there and test that, but man, that is a lot of zones. Wonder if I could fast travel to it if it's not connected to base. Anyway, just for giggles, we're gonna test that. That may throw it. If we get any errors on boot up, it's because of this zone right here.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Actually, let's just doop. Easier just to teleport myself here. One of these days I should probably figure out how to teleport myself on top of objects, not just... Okay, let's give ourselves some money. In fact, I'm gonna have to figure out how to teleport myself on top of an object. Because otherwise I don't think I could get on top of the south base carrier. Oh, I didn't even consider that. This has a completely different fast travel system. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to probably rewrite the fast travel system. Oh, that's not good. I completely took that for granted that the Redux fast travel system puts you right in the middle of the zone. I don't think the fast travel system here does. Ooh, that's gonna be messy. What? I literally just copy and pasted it. Okay, let's go look at that error. I'm hella confused right now. Did I know? Boy, I didn't consider this beforehand, but this map version I'm using, I might be using the wrong map version here. Nope. Okay. So this may be our issue here. Because there's an error. There is another error saying it can't find string bombos. I was ignoring it because I didn't. So if we look, I'll show you guys real quick. And I noticed in game I didn't see it listed as a dispatch location. So yeah, sector Bombos not found. So that may be our error here. Okay. I was using. Oh, I know how to fix this. Okay. One second here. Where is string table? Control C. Okay, so now if we research this again. There we go. Almost. Cool. I should have been a little more keyed up when I saw. Yes. When I saw those errors earlier, I should have realized that. So what I just did there, I went and grabbed. So I had modified the string table when I had originally worked on the mission for that weekend back in April, and I never imported the new string table into this mission, and it had been throwing the error, and I'd been ignoring the error. But that error actually turned out to be a problem right there.
Warlords Protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
I'm totally not gonna. Yeah, see, now we have Bombos as a sector. There we go. That was probably, that's what kind of clued me into something being wrong in the error we'd been getting. So, okay, we got a new error. Nope, that's the same error. Why am I getting that? Okay, this is our, what time is this? Okay, so we got rid of all the errors there at 28.5, line 367 and line 395. Okay, 367. So why is it throwing an error here at 367? And it's throwing another error here. Oh gosh, I'm a buffoon. Okay, so what I did there, when I copied the clipboard, I did not get rid of the, oh, yeah, that's so. I copied the clipboard. I was pasting the array and I didn't get rid of the brackets on the array, so I had a double array there. I had an array sitting inside of an array. Yeah, that was breaking everything. Thank God the second error message included this array and that line number. That was derp. Little syntax error there. Thought something was actually broken. I was like, there's no way I broke something. I literally just copy and pasted the exact same logic.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting
Ooh.
for the next sector.
A little bit different. I think it's just because it's early or late at night. Okay, so the code works fine, but it's kicking an error out. So is it only this zone that's kicking the error out? Okay, so let's go. I don't think I need to be in the zone to actually, yeah, I think I can actually drop these anywhere. Okay, so Cavallo works just fine. Right? Yeah, it's always going to do that to me, put me inside the carrier. That's fine. I get spectator out. Okay, cool. That was working. So now the big question is...
Destination selected.
So, because I think the fast travel system in this game does not put you inside the... Oh, it does put you inside the object. Oh, thank goodness. Yay. So it means we can fast travel to...
Destination selected.
Okay, that was not what I did.
Destination selected.
Where am I?
Destination selected.
I think I know what's going on. So the way fast travel works, I think I'm just gonna have to board out here. And I want to see if I can spawn stuff on a carrier. I'll just have to go over there and look at it.
Warlords protocol initialized. Voting for the next sector.
Yep, it's giving me a 0. Huh. Just to make spectating easier, I'm gonna zip myself out there. Okay, I can see my airplane sitting out there. I just don't know how to get to it at the moment. But what happens if I fast travel from here?
Destination selected.
Okay, so, right, got it.
Destination selected.
So I'm gonna have to rewrite the fast travel code. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm sitting here wondering for a second. Should I just leave that defined as blue 4? I think I might. Interesting little conundrum we have here. But no, I won't be able to get to this one either, but I can. I just want to test see if helicopters will spawn out here. See if they give me the same divis by 0 error. Okay, cool. Well, we got a whole new set of problems to work on. Got the spawning working, but I got to get everything else working. I'm a little bit confused at why Cavallo works with a carrier, but Bombos in that other place are throwing the divis errors. Still work just fine. They're just throwing a little error at me. Okay, so helicopter, one helicopter pad should be on the back of the ship. The other one should be like right here. Yep, looks like he's going to land on the back of the destroyer. I think. Wow, I placed that helicopter pad really good. Look at that, dead center. There's a pilot still on the slide though. That's Yo, get on my chopper, brah. Oh, you know what it is? So I bet if we look at the code, it's probably looking for altitude 0. Let's go look at the landing code real quick. I am willing to bet. So this is the. Yep. I think it's looking for altitude. Yep, that's what it's doing. So if get position ATL this, and it's looking for the third element in the array, which is the z-axis, and he's waiting till the z-axis is less than 2, then unassigned vehicle, blah 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 blah. Interesting. So that means when they land on the aircraft carrier, they're not going to get out either. So what we need to do, we're going to need to rewrite this to do rewrite. So what we'll need to do is get above objects. I don't even know if I. There probably is a way to do that. I'm sure there is a way. In fact, it's probably very simple, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. And I'm not going to worry about it right now. So, okay, cool. We had good stream. Got a lot of stuff done. Learned some things. But if I spawn the next one in, I'll show you what'll happen. He'll land down at the bottom. Do a hummingbird. This guy will hop out of his helicopter. So he's going to come in, he's going to see this one's full, and he's going to go over there. He's going to land down at helipad number 2, which is right over there. And he'll be within 2 meters of terrain, so he should pop out of the helicopter. Nope. Oh yeah. Okay, that code's written ATL. Let's go look. I know I haven't said I'm gonna end the stream, but let's So he wrote this code. This is good code. It's doing exactly what he wanted it to do, but he never considered the fact someone like me would come around and start digging with it and need it. So yeah, get position ATL. So returns position of the object relative to the terrain. But what we want is something, one of these other ones. So what we want is above sea level. And you know what? I should probably just go look at the Redux code, dude. Okay, we're going to do that next week. If I sit here and start debugging this, I'm going to... Okay, yeah, I need to stop doing this. I'm literally going to sit here for the next 5 hours if I keep going. it's There's an endless amount of debugging to do. These are all little things. These aren't anything big. I'm still a little confused by this one. What I think must be happening on this is because there's no actual like physical place sector. Maybe it's not been able to do this. Okay, but we do technically have aircraft. Sweet. That's such a tiny patch note considering how much work we just put into that. But some progress is better than no progress. So let's go put this on GitHub. Yeah, I need to save that. Need to save that. String table. Cool. So yeah, that's the end of the stream. Yay! Well, I will see you guys next week, and we will continue working on. At this point, we're just kind of in cleanup mode. So before we close out patch .6, we're gonna have to do a rewrite of the fast travel system, which is one of those unknown unknowns that you run into when you're doing any kind of development stuff. I should have realized that it's probably going to be a very easy fix because I think he's looking for an object because he wants to spawn you behind objects, and yeah, it's going to be easy override for that. I think I say that, but yeah, that's going to be what we do next week. I think I may just next week we'll probably go straight into the UAVs and get the UAV link after death fixed in from Mr. Thomas. And then we'll work on doing some cleanup. Because my general plan is, so instead of the way I did Miller Edition, where I would just constantly add stuff, so I have specific feature sets for each one of these patches already posted on the Discord. And I'm going to get all the features from the patch in. And then I'm going to go through and clean up any log issues and script errors and all that. So anytime I increment this batch from when this goes from 0.6 to 0.7, the very first patch of 0.7 means I have a completely clean code base to work with. If that makes any sense to you guys. So it's features, 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 then it's going to be bug fixes, bug fixes, bug fixes, and then I'm going to go back and do a new patch with features. So more of a proper development cycle instead of random YOLO I was doing with Miller Edition. And it actually is the correct way to use the patch numbering system. So cool. And I will see you guys next Tuesday, same time as this stream. And we will keep plugging along. See you then.